This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling. And as you can see right here, our top stories, John Thune, actually a Democrat. We're going to get to that, as well as the trans jihad that someone was planning against Republicans. They want to kill all Republicans, apparently. And then Tim Walz pardons a pedophile. I mean, you know, at this point, you can call him anything. You can call him Tim Halls if you want to, because it really doesn't matter. The dude pardons pedophiles. So obviously, it doesn't matter what you call him at this point. Jay, real quick, before we get started, though, I want to mention our sponsor, maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. You can scan the QR code at the top right or go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You've got the 250th anniversary of the United States coming up in a couple of days, but this entire year is America 250. It's not just one day. So trust me, you want to get this deal while you can. You can get anything that you want anywhere else, you can get here at Max Associates. You can also get better, more specific things to show people what you care about, you know, what you have pride in and what you love about America. And the deal, 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You're not going to beat that anywhere. So you might as well get, if you're looking to get anything, you might as well get it here. 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. maxassociates.etsy.com. All right, Jay. I guess the first thing, obviously, you know, you can see, you know, that I'm here in the Secret America studio. I know you're usually on location, and I'm here, you know, in the studio. And you know, we got the 3 stories up there, but again, we can talk about whatever we want. You know, this is our show, and it's a spontaneous show, despite the fact that those are just the 3 top stories that we thought of for the day. You know, we don't have to talk about any of them really, but I do actually want to talk about the trans jihad real quick. Have you seen what this is? It's absolute insanity. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up because this is somebody that actually wants to murder all Republicans. They want all Republicans dead. And I'm going to show you what this person looks like. Picture, you know, a trans person. They all look the same. You know what I mean? They all look the same. So, you know, that's what you can picture. And I'm going to pull it up right here. Check this out. This is it. And again, it's a New York Post article, so bear with the ads. New York Post is ridiculous with the pop-ups and shit. It's probably why nobody subscribes to them. But, you know, whatever. Anyways, check this out, Jay. Fired. God, these ads, man. It's so difficult. Look at this. You try to go down and it runs with you, right? How the hell do you get past that shit? All right. Fired. And this person was a Democrat campaigner, calls on his followers to kill your local Republican and vows trans jihad. But look, that person looks like a woman. I mean, honestly, if you want the truth, looks like a woman.
Yeah, well, what else is new?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy as hell. It actually looks like a woman. So I'm going to pull this out. I want you to hear this. We're going to play the however long this is. I think it's only like 25 seconds. I'm going to play this real quick because I want you to hear it. Take a listen to this. I guess there's no audio. Anyways, this is the person right here. This is a Long Island music teacher. Oh, that's weird. It's something. What is wrong with Jay? Tell me what the hell is going on with the New York Post? You're on an article, right? About a trans Dem campaigner that wants to kill all Republicans, right? The video is about a Long Island music teacher accused of sexually assaulting and strangling his 25-year-old sister-in-law while his wife was away.
Yeah, that was a big story.
That?
That's actually a big story here, but they should put it with the actual story, not with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, why are they showing me 2 sick shit put together?
I don't know. You sure you just scroll down further? It's not a video? Like there won't be another one? Well, all right, there we go. There's the person.
Is that a person? That's what that is? That's a person?
There it is.
By the way, we cannot and will not. Man, these ads. My God.
You guys want Lunchables? You guys can get some Lunchables if you want.
So we cannot and will not show anything of any value anymore, guys, just so you know. Because apparently on YouTube, Kick, wherever the hell else, I'm surprised not X or Rumble, but YouTube deleted our video. Kick suspended us, and we're already suspended from TikTok, all because we showed a legal public nudity parade that was in the UK yesterday, and because we said they had small dicks, which they did. That's not a lie. I mean, if I said the news story was about small dicks, would I get suspended?
The stuff they show on YouTube that they get away with under medical advice or
this was a news story. This was a legal thing, Jay.
It's a news story.
It wasn't like it was an illegal protest. This was a legal. They were legally nude in the UK.
Yeah. But and like I said, there's nudity all over YouTube, and they get away with it like waxing. You don't even want to know what they'll show with that because they get it under the guise of a medical procedure. It's unbelievable. But you can't show.
This should be under the guise of news.
It is. It's a you're documenting actual news. You're talking about news. Again,
unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. And you know, if I called it a documentary on small dicks, I might have got away with it.
True. You're right.
Next time I'm going to do that.
No, let's not. But I mean, well,
so just so you guys know, we cannot show nudity on the show anymore. So if you're looking for good tits, you're not going to see them here. And we cannot show violence on the show anymore. So if you're looking to see someone get their throat cut, we can't show it here anymore. Unfortunately.
No, well, it's part of censorship, and you're not showing it for a gore factor. We're not showing it for a shock factor. You're showing it because it's actual news, something that's going on in the world. And the fact that you can't show it, that's called censorship. They don't want it shown. They don't want it seen. I'll tell you this, though. If it was somehow making the right look bad, I bet you'd have a lot more leeway and get away with it.
Dude, get this. This is what YouTube did to us, guys. Forget this story for 1 second. I'm going to pull this up. This is what YouTube did to us, guys. Okay. First, they took us off mid-air yesterday. Mid-air. At about 20 minutes in, they shut down our live stream. Okay. Afterwards, I appealed it. We won the appeal. They put it back up. Okay. But they only put up 20 minutes because they cut it off after 20. Then they pulled it back down again. I appealed. I lost the appeal. What the fuck is going on with YouTube?
I guess you hit the right robot algorithm response the first time. The second time you didn't.
Yeah. It's all leftist complaining is what it is. It's leftist complaints.
Yeah. That's like what I said. If that video would have somehow been made the right look bad or Republicans or conservatives look bad, there'd be so much more leeway to let that YouTube would probably let it stay up.
Yeah, and they do complaints and they get angry because they got small dick syndrome. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Well, anyways,
crazy.
Bottom line
let's talk about this transformer.
Yeah, YouTube sucks, and but it's at least a little better than Kick and TikTok. Because Kick and TikTok, they suspended us. No appeal necessary. We're done.
Well, Kick, we'll be back on Kick. Well, no, we're not going back on, I don't think, but we would be allowed back on in like 72 hours or something, but whatever.
Yeah, we would be allowed back on. And to be honest with you, since it's already connected, actually, no, I deleted it. Or never mind, we're not going to go back on Kick. So forget about that. It's been decided. Kick. We're kicking ourselves to the curb. Yeah, if you're going to suspend us, I'm not going to watch what I say just so you won't suspend me. So forget Kick, forget TikTok. YouTube, that's iffy, but we're still on. They only took down the video. They didn't give us a strike or anything. So we'll take it as it comes.
Just a warning. This is a warning this time.
All right. Yeah, well, Jay, you're going to do that 90-day sensitivity training, right?
Sure. I'll take it.
Wonderful. If you did that for the channel, we would all really appreciate you.
No problem.
Thank you. Make sure you guys thank Jay, because he's going to do our 90-day sensitivity training on YouTube. That way we get the strike removed.
I didn't say I was going to pass the training. I said I would take it.
Well, as long as you take it, that's good enough for me.
All right. I will do it.
All right, so let's go to this right here. Check this out, okay? So this is the person, and it's a transgender activist and former campaign volunteer for a Democratic congressional candidate in Wisconsin, called for deadly violence against Republicans and vowed to unleash trans jihad, which, by the way, those two words do not go together, because jihad is from Islam, who would kill a transgender person the moment they saw them. Trans and jihad do not mix, but jihad is an armed struggle against non-believers. For people that didn't know what jihad means, it means armed struggle against non-believers. So in this instance, she's using it as something as an armed struggle against people that don't believe in trans people. That's what she's using it as. But anyways, vowed to unleash trans jihad against the quote animals in the MAGA movement in a series of unhinged videos on social media. In one such posting, Teja de la Rule, who briefly volunteered on the campaign of Wisconsin Democratic Socialist Katrina DeVille, who is also transgender, sits in front of a dry erase board scrawled with "Kill your local Republican" in black marker, which you can see in this video, this picture of the video right here. She says, "We're going to make this the moderate position for the state of Wisconsin," De La Rue says while pointing at the sick message. And you can see more, but I need your help because we have 1 month to do this. So let's do it. And she said the time frame is presumably a reference to DeVille's upcoming August 11th Democratic primary. And Jay, the way things are going, this DeVille person, who is a staunch socialist, will probably win. The socialists are killing the regular Democrats right now, but we'll talk about that later. This is the twisted shit. In another twisted video, Deluelle, a biological male who identifies as female, declared, just a reminder, we are doing trans jihad, with a superimposed trans flag in the foreground, featuring an outstretched arm holding a rifle with what looks like Arabic writing above it. It's about making the oppressor, the bigots, the animals that make up MAGA, for example, right? So for decades, everyone else, all the marginalized minorities, we've all had to be the ones that walk down the streets with anxiety, with fear, but no more. No more, folks. That's her words.
Well, listen, the Democrats in these districts, these DSAs are winning by a lot, but Jack, the turnout in these primaries is abysmal. It's abysmal.
That's because nobody gives a shit about the Democrat. They want the insanity, Jay. They want America to burn. So what do? You vote for the most. You either don't vote at all, or you vote for the person that's going to burn America down, whatever the cost.
But if you're a Democrat, registered Democrat, who doesn't want this to represent your party, where are you? You're not even turning out to vote in the primary. You're going to lose. And you know what, Jack? In a way, I'm actually fine with it right now because I think this lunatic is easier to beat for the Republican in these particular midterms. That's what I think.
This is how communist starts, Jay. It starts with one person getting elected, then another, then another, then another.
They're not elected yet.
It starts with people saying, oh, they're crazy, they'll never make it. Then it starts with people saying, oh, it's just a few of them. Then it starts with people saying, oh, it's just that one party. And then before you know it, we are living under Stalin. But I don't want to live under Stalin.
I'm just saying this is a Democrat problem right now. It is going to be all of our problems.
Right now.
But that's my point. But right now it is. But
we have to stop
It's not too late. This primary didn't happen yet, right? It's in a week or whenever it is. Hey, Democrats, get out and vote. These are like, Jack, these are 12% turnouts.
Jay, I never thought I'd see myself on the side of Democrats, but we have got to stop this before it gets any bigger, Jay. Let me show you something. Before we go further into this shit, let me show you something that's going to change your and everybody else's mind on where we are right now, okay? I want you to see this. Take a look at this right here. I'm going to pull this up for everybody to see. All right? Let me share this quick. You see this right here? This is the socialists that have won their primaries over incumbents, over the big dogs. And these people will win, Jay. They will win because they are in heavily blue areas. And they beat the moderate Democrat that won in the heavily blue areas. These people will be on the House and in the Senate this year. Jay, this is just the start. 28 is a lot.
Well, yes, it is a lot. It is a lot. And my point is there might be a couple of races there that aren't givens. They might be going against a Republican that could win. Or maybe, Jack, I don't know. Maybe what happens is maybe we get shocked in a couple of these where I said people that wouldn't come out and vote will come out and vote because they will not have that person represent them.
There's
maybe
not enough of them, though. There's not enough of them.
I don't
These
know
are
that.
Deep blue areas.
Yeah, I mean, every last one of those is deep blue. Most of them probably
that's the only reason
Most of them probably are.
It's because they're deep. They beat all. These are the ones that beat the incumbents. The ones that have already won.
I want to ask right now what the average turnout is for these primaries. These Democrat. What is? I'm going to ask. What is the average turnout for these Democrat primaries?
Well, Jay, while you're doing that,
Go ahead.
I want to stress to everybody, please do not take this lightly. This is 28 people that have won their primaries that are socialists and actually communists posing as socialists, and they will win because they are in deep blue areas. These 28 people are going to be in the House and the Senate. They are deeply socialist, borderline communists. This is exactly how Stalin got in power. How what's his face? Adolf Hitler got in power. It starts with this. 28 is a lot. They've already taken over the party. The people like Hakeem Jeffries, their Speaker of the House, is scared to death that he is going to lose his seat. So you know what the moderates are going to do? They're going to start being more radical. They're going to start asking for more radical policies. They're going to start being more insane just so they can stay where they are. And before you know it, the entire party is going to be communist. And Jay, if you didn't think they were bad enough now, if you didn't think they stole enough elections now, if you didn't think they did enough dirty rule breaking and law breaking, when they go to the far extreme just to get votes, they will go to the far extreme.
I don't disagree with that.
People can't take this lightly, man. They can't.
Listen, taking it lightly. I've been calling these people communists since Barack Obama was in office.
But now they're here. They are on your doorstep.
I'm glad that everybody is on board now and understands that these people are communists. I'm glad everybody finally kind of woke up. Well, it might be, whistling past the graveyard for the past 20 years. This is where it's gotten us. And the turnout in these races, in these dependent, highly blue districts, right? Mm-hmm. You're talking 10 to 20% range. 10 to 20% range. So you know what happened here? Usually in these Democrat primaries in these blue districts, nobody goes out and votes. They're always low turnout. But this time, you know what happened? You're not getting a regular Democrat. You're getting a communist. And you didn't go out and vote. And now a communist is going to represent you in your district. Yep. If you're a centrist or a Democrat or somebody that leans a little left. No, now you've got a full-blown, way to the left, radical communist as your representative. There you go. Nice job. That's what you get for sitting home and taking the privilege of being able to vote. Yes, the privilege, I call it, of being able to vote in this country. You've taken it for granted for far too long, and now look where it got you.
But I have to say, Jay, this is extremely worrisome, and Raina brings up a good point. She says it's too late, just like it's too late to stop Islam. And I'm going to tell you right now that it is too late. I'm going to tell you why. In America, things turn very slowly. People move very slowly, and our bureaucracy moves very slowly. And by the time it does move, Islam will be overpowering. By the time it does move, the communists will be overpowering. And communism is powering with Islam to take over America. Those two are taking over America. One's on this side, one's on this side. They're coming for America in the middle. Now, eventually, one's going to overpower the other. But that is after they take over America. Guys, our Constitution will not protect us if the people charged with defending and enforcing that Constitution don't care about it. They have to care about it to enforce it. It's not just some magical paper that's going to enforce itself. With these people, we are looking at becoming USSR. I don't want to be the Soviet Union.
Well, that's why, hello, Republicans. Do you need any more reasons to go out and vote? We've given you so many reasons. And the people that listen to this show, Jack, I feel like they're voting. They listen to this program. They listen to programs like us, all day long. This is what they do. They're into politics. It's the people around you, everybody that's listening, that aren't as in tune, that aren't as hyper, focused on politics and what's going on that you have to talk to. And you have to make sure, say, hey, you can't sit this one out. When was the last? Ask them, maybe start the conversation. When was the last time you voted? And get the conversation started that way. If they tell you, I don't remember when, or maybe it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you say, hey, listen, this time you got to vote. You can't sit this one out. And here's why. And it's not really a hard thing to explain. It's just basically we are basically running against communists. And they might, what? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Just do a quick Google search. DSA. Democrat Socialists of America. Do it. And maybe that's how you get people riled up to say, yeah, I got to get off the couch this time. I don't know. But something's got to give.
I mean, you're absolutely right. That's the case is they are communists. And it all started with Barack Obama. He was original communist. And that's why I wanted to show everybody, Jay, the cover and the back of the book today, because I finally finished the cover of my book and the back of my book. And like I said, the book's going to be out in less than 2 weeks. and I finally finished the cover, and the front and the back were the hardest parts. Writing, that just flows naturally, but the front and the back were very difficult. And the reason that I'm bringing this up now is because in this book, like I said, it's a cinematic storytelling. It's you're watching it as it happens. It's playing in your mind. It's actually really, really incredible. But this right here is the front of the book. Okay, I want you guys to see this. Check that out. It's by design, the first black president. That's the front of the book, and then this is the back of the book right here. And it talks about me, and it talks about secret America and all that. But the main thing is, it talks about things being engineered and how they were engineered that way so Barack Obama could usher in the era of communism in America. And again, this is not told in a way that's like facts, like, oh, this happened in 1987, this happened in this time, this happened in this time. It's an actual novel, just like you would read a Twilight or a Harry Potter. It's an actual book that plays like a movie in your head as you read it. So you guys will love this. It's called By Design, the First Black President. And this is only the first novel. I'm going to do novels that are what-if scenarios about every single event you can think of. The murder of Charlie Kirk, January 6th, 9/11. I'm going to do the JFKs. I'm going to do COVID, all of that stuff. Each one of these books is basically a what-if scenario that everybody believes is how it really happened, but it's never been put down and shown where everybody can see it. This right here is the story of the first black president, the way people believe it really happened. And the things that you're thinking right now about the first black president, yes, those are the things that are in this book. So in a couple of weeks, it's going to be released. Look out for that. I can promise you one thing. You will love this, and it will leave you wanting more. Thank you very much. I just wanted to get that out there and show everybody, because it actually ties into this a lot, because Barack Obama is where the era of communism started in America.
Well, I mean, of course it was always here. We have McCarthy, right?
The Smith-Mundt Act, it cemented it. Okay, because now you can use propaganda. That was communists' number one tool.
He mainstreamed it. He helped start it into the mainstream, and then guess who came along with, and who was in politics forever, but nobody ever really heard of until 2016? Bernie Sanders.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, after Barack Obama, like I said, he helped mainstream this whole type of talking, universal health care, all that crap. It all started with Barack Obama, and that was Obamacare. Thank God it didn't go as far as he wanted it to. It's bad enough the way it is, but if it went as far as he wanted it to, all of you with your nice health care and, and insurance plans that you have with your job now that you worked hard for and you took the job, part of the reason you took the job was for that would all be gone.
Yeah. But no, the biggest part, the biggest tool of communism, the biggest tool of socialism, the biggest tool of Stalin, and the biggest tool of even Hitler, okay, was propaganda. All right. And that could not be used in America before Barack Obama. He modernized the Smith-Mundt Act to allow propaganda to be used in mainstream media against the American public. And that ushered in the era of socialism and communism.
And look, we have in New York City today with Mamdani. Jack, did you know that he's telling everybody that, don't put your thermostat,
78 degrees.
78 degrees.
That's insanity.
That's heated. You're going to die of heat stroke if you're working in a building and it's at 78 degrees and you're wearing a suit and tie. You could probably
believe they can force you to do that? Did you know they can force you to do that? You know why? Because it's considered a luxury still, even with all the heat waves.
Please.
It's considered a luxury.
It's a joke. It's New York City. This is the United States of America. And I said before, I pray to God that somebody either takes a photo or walks into City Hall or Gracie Mansion where he lives and has a digital thermostat and takes the actual temperature, or just take a photo of his thermostat. I guarantee you his thermostat where he isn't at 78 degrees.
No, it's not only is it not at 78 degrees, and anybody that's watching this that's in New York City, if you could go to City Hall today or tomorrow or whenever, as soon as you can, and get a picture of the thermostat, see what the temperature is on, put it on social media, send it to me, send it to Jay. We will get it out there, because we want people to see that this guy is a hypocrite. He's a communist, and communists are rules for thee and not for me. That is exactly what communists are. Okay, they confiscate, they keep for themselves, they're wealthy, but nobody else has anything.
Exactly. They're not suffering in the heat. They're not suffering in the cold. So basically, Jack, what we've had with Mamdani so far in the winter, You had a bunch of homeless people freezing to death on the streets. So the cold killed a lot of people. And now he's telling you basically the first hot day that we've had under his tenure that you're supposed to suffer at a 78-degree temperature, which is probably more like 80 to 85.
There's a lot of idiots that'll do that, Jay. There's a lot of idiots right now that are sweating in New York City.
The same idiots that voted for him. See, that's the thing. And people say, well, that's what you voted for. I don't live in New York City, but the people in New York City, that's what they voted for. Well, no, a lot of them did not vote for that. They didn't. But they have to suffer the same consequences because we have idiots voting for an idiot. So that's where you are. And now, Jack, this is the warmth of collectivism that he was talking about, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
The heat, the sweat, and the humidity of collectivism. Great job.
Actually, Jay, it's a perfect metaphor. He's the one that's comfortable, happy. He's nice and cool. Everybody else is suffering. That is the epitome of communism. Okay, the people at the top are fat and full. The people at the bottom are starving. That is the epitome of communism. You are witnessing communism in New York right now. That man's temperature is probably 68 degrees in his office. Your temperature is probably 78, 80, which inside is more like 85. And you're going to end up like Europe, where people are dropping like flies because they don't believe in air conditioning.
And Jack, you want to hear a great one? It just came up related to this. New York baked under, this is Breitbart, as New York baked under another summer heat wave, parts of the Riverdale neighborhood in the Bronx, home to a large, guess what community, Jack? Guess what community? Take a guess. If Mamdani's the mayor,
Islamic?
No. Think 1 second. They've cut the power to this community. Mamdani's the mayor. What community do you think he's going to hit?
Oh, they cut the power? It's black people.
Nope.
White people?
Jewish.
Really?
Mamdani's cut the power.
That's interesting.
Yep. As it says right here, Riverdale neighborhood in the Bronx, home to a large Jewish community, lost power after Con Edison shut off electricity to protect its equipment.
And
listen, you're telling me that's by accident?
Well, Jay, that right there is exactly what they do in California to force people to turn their shit down. Rolling blackouts.
Right.
And it's going to start in New York now.
I just find it's interesting that the Muslim mayor cut it to the first one that they cut is a Jewish community.
Well, you got to cut it to somebody.
Well, Jack, what if it was the other way around and it was a Jewish mayor and he cut it to a Muslim community first?
I'd say the same thing. You got to start with somebody.
You would, but the media would be going apoplectic right now.
Oh, yeah.
Out of their mind.
As long as it's not happening to white people, I'm fine.
The Jewish people are white, pretty much, for the most part.
No, they don't consider themselves white. They do not consider themselves white, even though they are white.
They look white to me.
They're white. They're white, but they don't consider themselves white.
I just find it interesting that the first cut is to that community, and it's a nice area in the Bronx. But wow, unbelievable. We're already cutting power. We're already doing rolling blackouts in New York City. This guy's been the mayor for 5 minutes. This is his first summer. Great.
And boy, it's going to get so much worse for you guys up there in New York State because he is eventually going to be the governor. And I'm sorry to say that. He will be the governor. He will be the governor.
I won't live here anymore. That will absolutely be what gets me out the door.
He will be the governor. I promise you this. So record this. He will be the governor. And once they get enough people in power, they will change the rule to where if you've been a citizen for so long, you can run for president. Didn't you hear him the other day?
No, I wouldn't. They got to get an amendment for that. That's
I don't think I'd change the Constitution. No, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't want to change the Constitution for me to be able to run for president. No, I wouldn't want to do that. Are you joking? The dude hates the fucking but now all of a sudden he wouldn't change it. Come on.
We're not allowing it. It ain't happening. We still have a Second Amendment, Jack.
Eventually, there's going to be more of them than us, Jay.
We're not getting that far. We're going to stop this. We are going to stop this.
How?
Because we're going to stop it.
Voting is not going to stop this. It's gone too far.
Well, hold on. In certain areas, yes, it's gone too far. Like Dearborn, you guys are done. You're done.
I'm talking about 28 social communists already going to get in, and it's only going to get worse on the Democrat side. And all Democrats will still vote for them because the socialists are going to be the only Democrats running. It's going to get really bad before it gets better.
Well, if it gets really bad, I don't know that it gets better. That's my problem.
That's the thing.
We've talked about this. This is the thing. You can't say, I'll wait a couple of years. I don't like these Republicans. I'll wait a couple of years. You don't have that luxury anymore. This isn't.
At the moment.
You can't.
At the moment, Jay. At the moment, you have to still vote. But I'm going to tell you the truth. We're beyond that at this point, Jay. Not beyond saving, not beyond. Now, you can vote and you can maybe push it back a year or two, push it back a couple of years, but it's going to happen. There's only going to be one way out of this, Jay. And I hate to say it. And it's funny. I read something the other day where someone said, you do not want a civil war. People that are calling for a civil war, you do not want a civil war. See, it's not going to be some people that are LARPing in the woods on the weekend and then get to go home. A civil war is where there is dead bodies in the street. A civil war is where there is no power grids working because there's not going to be anybody working at the fucking power companies during a civil war. A civil war is where there's no grocery stores open. A civil war is where there's no gas pumps working. A civil war is nothing but bullets, death, fire, bombs. That's what a civil war is. Have you seen the countries in a civil war? They're not at home watching Blacklist at night on a Sunday. No, it is pure fear and death. It is frightening all the time. It is always dark. There are no lights. There is no power. There is no food. People are eating each other. I'm telling you right now, you don't want a civil war.
It's when civilization basically collapses. Look at a show like The Walking Dead. And here's the other thing. People think it's a civil war. We're all going to be on the same side. We're going to win, and we're just going to take over.
How are you going to know who your enemy is?
Do you realize the factions that will break off in every, on each side? We already see it now. We already see it now. Could you imagine the power struggle to see who's going to be?
This is not a union versus.
No,
this is not a union versus Confederate thing. There will be like 50 or 100 different factions fighting each other.
Right, but because in one side of that civil war was the actual government, and the other side actually considered itself a government. Yeah. Here we don't have that. We just have people, ideologies that are going to clash. Yeah. Because at this point, I think the government. Here's what should happen: the people we represented we voted to represent us in government should have been the one to stop this.
They're supposed to stop this.
They didn't. The Democrats, especially, they did not stop this.
Neither
Nancy Pelosi. Chuck Schumer, they were the leaders when this really started to take root. They didn't stop it. You know why? Because if they tried to, they would have been at risk of losing their power. They didn't want to lose power, and they knew that they would have 15 years left. Now they're aging out. They're fine. Everybody left in their wake is going to suffer. So we have to, and Jack, the only way I see it happening is maybe. Here's what I think will happen. This will boomerang. We have one shot at this boomeranging when people see how actually crazy these people are.
If it's not already too far gone.
But I think we're still there where if we hold our ground, and we hold our ground this time, and the other side, not us, the other side sees that they can't vote for these people, that their party needs to come more back to reality, that's the shot we have.
But Jay, it's not going to be we're not just fighting the socialist communists. It's the Islamics too. They are they are together until they have to fight each other. So it will be them against everybody else. The communists, the socialists, the Democrats, and the Islamics against everybody else. Jay, most of the time, you're not going to know who your enemy is. In a civil war, let me paint you a picture. Let me paint you guys a picture of a civil war, a typical civil war day, okay? First of all, you haven't slept in 24 hours because there's bombs going off everywhere, and you're worried if your number's up next, okay? You haven't slept in 24 hours, all right? You go outside, it's pitch black at night. There's no food. Your kids, your family screaming because they're hungry. They haven't eaten in days, all right? You have a gun with a few bullets left, but you don't know who your enemy is because everybody looks like each other. You don't know who's on whose side, okay? There's not uniforms. All right. So everybody's out there killing each other. Your number could be next right around the corner. So you don't want to venture too far away from your house, but you have to because your family's crying of hunger. You can't see a damn thing. There's no electricity. There's no lights. Every single piece of food has been looted from all the grocery stores, all the convenience stores. You have 5 bullets left in your gun. That's all you got. You got to go out there and get your family some food. Okay. It's sweltering hot. Okay, you're in California. It's the summer. It's 120 degrees at night. Okay, there's no air conditioning. People are dropping like flies simply from the environment, from exposure. All right, the things that you would see during a civil war, a modern civil war, you do not want to see. I'm telling you right now, you want to stop this before it gets to that point. I was the one that advocated that I was like, let's just get this over with in 2020. I was thinking, you know what? I got my shit. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. I did not understand how dark it really gets. You see romanticized versions of the Civil War, you know, back in the 1800s, the Unions versus the Confederates. You know what you don't see? They had to amputate their legs because of gout. They would literally lay them down without any kind of anesthesia or anything and saw their leg off.
Well,
you don't see that.
Well, also there was no anesthesia, but yes, there won't be anesthesia because good luck getting
there's no doctors.
The only thing, and the difference, like I said, is it doesn't seem that this would be, if it, God forbid, ever came to it, it doesn't seem this is going to be very organized. It's not going to be, like I said,
that's the worst part of it all, Jay.
Well, one government, right, fighting another government. You're going to have just crazy, you know, people going after other people.
Free for all. Who's going to win?
Who's in charge?
Exactly. And how are you going to communicate with them without any sort of electronic equipment at all?
Listen, I don't think it is. I think we have a shot to not get there.
I hope so, but I'm just trying to warn people. When you say Civil War, I can promise you, you do not want that.
You don't want that. That's the last thing
I used to want it, Jay. I was one of those people, but I didn't realize how dark it really got.
You grew up.
Yeah.
You grew up.
It gets really
you matured
dark.
And you started realizing things differently. That's what happened. Hopefully these people that are voting for these fools, these young kids that are voting for these fools, will grow up and start to realize things differently. That could happen too, Jack. That could happen too. People do change with their ideology.
Oh, yeah. As you get older, that's why most older people are conservatives. Exactly. As you get older, you start to have more common sense and think better.
And you actually have a job and you actually pay taxes and you actually realize, that real life. We just have to hope that enough of them enter real life. Now, the way that our government, and not our government, but the way that the Democrats and these socialists want it, is that these people never actually do understand real life and they just get handouts.
That's why they want the mentally ill.
They just get handouts and they just don't ever understand what it is to work and earn because of merit, because of hard work, because of talent. No, Jay, everybody gets the same thing. That's what they want. And then kind of that way nobody grows up and then you're just in despair and misery. But we'll see
People
what happens.
People don't understand though, Jay. They sit in front of their computers or on their cell phones. Yeah, I want Civil War. They don't realize there's not going to be cell phones or electricity. There's not going to be food. How are you going to get food? What are you going to do for food? There's not a doctor out there that's going to take care of your bullet wound. What if you get shot in the stomach?
Well, that's why I think, our side would have a lot better. Well, we'll win. It won't be easy, but we
won't even know who's on our side, Jay. How are we going to know?
I think it works itself out, but like I said, it's not going to be an organized thing where we know who's in charge and we know who's going to be in charge when it's over.
That's the
thing. There's going to be internal battles after that within that side to see who now leads everything.
Well, you guys are also forgetting, but we're also forgetting the fact that the government would also fight us. We're talking tanks, drones, missiles. Yes, the government would stop the Civil War any way they could.
And they better believe it. And to be honest, they wouldn't be wrong in trying to do so.
No, they wouldn't, but a lot of people will die.
Yes, if that ever came to it. Listen, we're talking extreme here, but is it possible? Of course it's possible.
I'm just trying to give you a realistic picture of what an actual Civil War would look like now.
Of what it would be. It wouldn't be glamorous. It won't be cinematic.
It's not television, people.
Right.
All right. I'm sorry, man. That's just when I see people say Civil War. Yeah, I used to think the same way, man. The same way. But then someone wrote a very eloquent tweet that panned it all out. And I'm like, holy shit, he's right. We're not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be like, oh, I get to go to my air-conditioned house at night and turn off the lights and get to sleep. No, you won't sleep the entire year.
You're welcome for that tweet.
Yeah. I don't know who wrote it, but it was freaking brilliant, man.
It was me under one of my pseudonames.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You know what? I wish I could find that because it's a short tweet too. It was only like, a few sentences, but it was just very smartly written, if you will.
Right.
I wish I would have saved that damn tweet because honestly, everybody could learn from that tweet. It was just very well written because that was actually the first time that I actually thought about it.
Right. Like I said, everybody thinks it's cinematic. It's not.
Exactly. That's the problem. They have a glamorized version of what a Civil War would be like because they're comfortable in their lives right now. I mean, that comfortability will disappear.
Sure. The beginning of the movie, The Patriot, Mel Gibson. It's a great movie. It's obviously not true to life. There's a couple of characters that are in the movie that kind of play real characters, but of course there's a lot of what do they call it? Like license what do they call it when with the movie when it takes that whatever it is and they switch it around.
Talking about artistic license or something.
Yeah,
like that?
whatever, right? Whatever they call it, right? But in the beginning of the movie, Mel Gibson's character, who's obviously as patriotic as a person as they come, but he said, "No, I don't want to fight this war." He said because this war is going to be on our doorstep. Our children will learn of this war with their own eyes. They won't learn it in a history book. They're going to be in it. They're going to die along with everybody else. So It's kind of like his point is a great point, even though eventually they put, a couple things happen and they pushed him in to be like the hero of the American Revolution.
Hey, I found the tweet, man.
Oh, you did?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he turned out to be the hero. But at first he was like, I'd rather try diplomacy as long as we could try it before going into war, because it's not going to be what you all think it's going to be.
No. And I'm going to read you the tweet. It's only a few sentences. This is the tweet that actually got me thinking more about it. So take a listen to this. It's from Tomcat Junkie. He says, "I'm seeing civil war starting to pop up in my feed again. Do people not understand how absolutely horrible that would be? It's not going to be some dudes LARPing in the woods against each other over the weekend. It's going to bring a complete halt to a large majority of our lives. You'll see our infrastructure shut down. After the first 48 hours, you'll start to see the truly awful things people are capable of doing to each other. Depending on its length, you'll see tens of thousands, if not millions, dead. It will be a dystopian nightmare. Folks who think they want this, you don't. You really don't want this."
When did he write that?
That was actually 2 days ago. 2 days ago he wrote that.
No,
and I'm gonna repost that real quick. There we go.
You bookmarked it, so
yeah. That right there is what gave me some clarity on the whole issue.
Okay. Yeah, listen, it's true. Like we just said, it's kind of factual. Like I said, look at that movie. Look what Benjamin Martin said in The Patriot. He's absolutely right. And of course, people say, "I thought you were a patriot." Because I am. But I just understand if we do this, it's not going to be what you all think it is. Just know that.
No.
Just know that. That's
just all. So you know. And the people that want the Civil War, or the people that think it's going to be great, those are the people that'll be dead within the first 72 hours because they have no idea what it's really like.
I agree. A lot of those people probably never held a gun, fired a gun, know what happens when you fire a gun, never probably even got punched in the mouth.
No.
Ever
and if you have a gun pointed at you, that's a real gun. This is not a television show.
That's exactly. And right. Listen.
Anyways, we talked about that for a long time.
What about John Thune as a Democrat, Jack? How about that?
Yeah, Leah, let's discuss that, because that is actually, did you guys know this, by the way? I didn't know this until I did a little bit of research, but apparently, and I'm going to read this to you, Jay, because this was extra special. Did you know this about John Thune? Because I didn't know this either.
I did. I knew about his daughters. I knew about his family.
Yeah. So take a listen to this, guys. I did this this tweet earlier. I want everybody to hear this. So check this out. Apparently, Senate Majority Leader John Thune's wife and daughter are Democrats, yet he runs as a Republican in blood red South Dakota. The only reason this guy says he's conservative is to get elected. Deep down, he's one of them, a Democrat in GOP clothing, and he's not alone. Many Democrats locally and nationally are pulling this exact scam, running as moderates, conservatives, or independents in red areas, then flipping the second they're in power, infiltrating school boards, state houses, Congress, all while their real values stay hidden until it's too late for us to know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Republicans cosplaying around the country, and I think Democrats are better at playing that game than we are. They've done that a lot. I think they've put people in these red districts to cosplay and to lie.
Oh, absolutely.
And then when they get in, they'll vote with Republicans on certain things to keep the facade up.
Yeah,
John
nothing
Thune
that
does
matters.
that. Yeah. He does that. It's like controlled opposition kind of thing. John Thune is like, at this point, he's like controlled opposition to the president. When you think about it, that's what he is. But he's not supposed to be. It would almost be like if the Senate was under Democrat control, he's behaving almost like a Chuck Schumer would if he had controlled the Senate by a couple of votes trying to stop President Trump's agenda. It's not as bad, but a lot of things he's doing play like that. Like,
no, what he is you can tell the reset. He's basically a Democrat, and you can tell that he's a Democrat that's trying to toe the line so people still think he's a Republican. That's exactly the way he's acting.
Right. He'll pass a couple things, the one big beautiful bill, he'll get
Yeah.
that through, but he'll make sure the Senate parliamentarian can water it down as much as possible. He's not
And on
going to
the stuff
fire
that
her.
matters, no.
Even though she was hired by Harry Reid way back in the day and Barack Obama, he won't fire her. He'll let her, strip things down as much as possible. He's not going to bat for the Save America Act. He's not twisting screws like he could with money and fundraising for senators' campaigns like he could to get them to come along for this legislation. He's not nuking the filibuster. He's not even making sure that they do an actual real filibuster to try to get the Save America Act across. He's acting like controlled opposition to President Trump. That's what he's doing.
Well, he knows. I mean, he's a Democrat that is towing the line for the Democrats, so that way, nobody will find out that he's actually a Democrat. But the funny thing is the fact that he actually, I mean, you can tell that he's a Democrat. I mean, his whole family, you're telling me his wife and his daughter, you know how divided Democrats and Republicans are? Yeah, he's a Republican and his wife and daughter are both Democrats. Come on. That ain't realistic these days. It's not realistic.
I agree. I agree with you. And even if, let's say he even leans center right. He's center right. He's not left. He's right of center. But when you have your wife, your daughter, who are obviously left of center, or who knows how far left, we don't know, it's going to affect you. It just is. I just feel like it is. You have to live with them, especially your wife, right? You have to live with your wife.
They know you control they know you control the legislation for their opposition. What are they going to do? They're going to hound your ass about shit.
I don't see how that's not possible.
It's not possible. It's not possible for him to not be at the very minimum affected by it. But probably he is probably I don't want to say ruled by it. What's the right word? Not
influenced.
Influence. Thank you. He is influenced by it at the very least. He is influenced by their actions. And you can't tell me if they're registered Democrats that they're not trying to influence legislation.
And even if let's say they respect his job. Let's say we're wrong. I'm just saying, let's say they respect his job and they don't outwardly try to influence him. It's still his wife. It's still his daughter. You can't tell me that wouldn't creep into your mind as a human being.
You care what they think about you.
Exactly.
You're not going to pass the SAVE Act.
Exactly. Like, why would you go out of your way or do something or use every tool at your disposal to do it when you don't have to, when you could play the game? Hey, we just don't have the votes. I put it up for a vote. We just don't have them.
But there's a question that nobody's asking, Jay. There's a question nobody is asking. People vetted this man. They know that his family, all of his family, are Democrats. Yet they voted him in as leader anyway, knowing this. So it's not just his fault. It's every Republican senator.
Yeah. Well, you know how it works. And guess what? You know who would probably take over for John Thune if, say, he left? Cornyn. It would be either Tom Cotton, it would be Barrasso, it would be more Capito, or
it would have been Cornyn had he not just been voted out.
Or Lankford. The ones you see standing around him. But the Senate leadership that stands around him every time he gives a press conference, just like John Thune was standing right next to Mitch McConnell. It was a given that John Thune was getting his job. Cornyn ran against him, but it knew it was going to be John Thune. Mitch McConnell said so. That's how that works. And I don't know, Jack. When it comes to this, it's the uniparty. It's the uniparty, taking care of their own, making sure they put somebody in that's going to take care of them. I don't
Jay,
know,
you may not like Tucker Carlson. You don't.
I don't like him. He's going about this.
The thing is,
he's going about it the wrong way. That's what
I don't care. We need another party. What do you guys just want to stick with the Republicans and the Democrats and get nowhere?
No, that's not what I want to do. But he's going about this the wrong way.
What's the right way?
The right way is how the DSA is taking over the Democrat Party. You do it from within, and you do it by starting.
It's still the same party, though.
No, it's not. But it's not, because they now have. It hasn't been since AOC came in, Jack.
No. I'm talking about the party name. So you just want us to keep the same party? We can't trust the Democrat, any Republican that they fund, Jay, to get in there.
Is the Republican Party the same party it was before Donald Trump?
Jay, he's an outsider. There are no more outsiders left.
No, but that's not my point. My point is he changed the party from within.
As soon as he leaves, it'll be changed back.
I don't agree with that. There are people that ran on his agenda that are there now. That were never there. Look who we just primaried out, Jack. Primaried out John Cornyn and primaried out Cassidy.
I want to say this in front of everybody here, but a lot of those people do not like Trump. They do what he wants because they want his endorsement. When he leaves, Jay, they will not vote the way Trump would have voted.
Here's the thing. I think there are people in there now that never would have run before for office if he never became president. But they also
know that once they're in there, he can't help them stay in there, and he can't help them at all. It's the leadership of the Senate and the leadership of the House.
Well, leadership is the thing that has to change over time, right?
That's the problem. But it's not changing.
Tucker Carlson is not going to form a third party. You know what the third party is going to do?
It hasn't changed, Jay.
Yes,
it's
it has
the same
changed.
leadership. So John Thune is the previous leadership?
You think what's going on at the border would have ever happened with the Republican Party?
No,
if President
because
Trump
he's a president. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the leadership of the party. You're talking about the leader of the Senate and the leader of the House. Those are the two people. They are the same swamp creatures as always.
Well, Mike Johnson, believe it or not, think about what you want of him, is way better than any House Speaker we've had in a long time. Go back to Boehner. Go back to the other, Paul Ryan. He's better than them, Jack. It's not even close. So
Jay, what has he done any better than them?
What is he? Well, first of all, it's more like what he hasn't done in a lot of ways, which is better than what they do
that he hasn't done.
Oh, well, they would be all over, they wouldn't fight as hard against Democrats for their takeover or anything.
Back then, they actually fought harder than we do now.
No,
we don't do anything.
Not at all. I think that he's not acting like an establishment figure most of the time now. And I'm not saying Mike Johnson's great, but he is. It's kind of a catch-22 because I don't want to say I trust Mike Johnson and I trust the House. When it comes to the Save America, and here's my point on that. I don't want to veer off too far, but here's my point on that. The House passed the Save America Act like 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we think they did that knowing that it would never get through the Senate?
Yes, they did. Mike Johnson, and you don't think the House leader and the Senate leader cahoot? Oh, yeah.
I mean,
believe it.
I think sometimes that, a lot of people, and there are some people in the House that are absolutely gung-ho for the Save America Act. There are some people in the Senate that are absolutely gung-ho for it.
But Mike Johnson ain't one of them.
They want it passed. The point is, a lot of them, though, we know in the Senate, and I'm sure in the House, they say, I'll vote for it. No, it's never going to get passed. But I'll say when I campaign, I voted for it. When I fundraise, I vote for it. Now, getting back to Tucker Carlson, if you want to make inroads to change the party, you're not a third party. All that's going to do right now, Jack, is give these communists full control. Because if you're going to veer off 10, 20% with your third party, first of all, you're never going to come into power. And secondly,
maybe
you're
you can get the independents, or you can get some of the Democrats, the moderate Democrats. A lot of the Democrats are not going to want to vote for this shit, dude.
It's not enough. It's not enough. You talk about not enough all the time. That's not enough. It's not even going to be close. So what's going to happen is, you think Democrats are going to roll with Tucker freaking Carlson? Absolutely not.
No, but I'm saying you shouldn't try. Is that what it is?
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't try. Try it a different way. Try it and it doesn't happen overnight.
The leadership never changed. Even with Trump, the leadership is. Jay, you know why Mike Johnson passed the SAVE Act? Because he had to. They only do it. They run for office every 2 years.
Yes.
The senators do it every 6 years. That's why he's like, all right, I'll pass it. You make sure it doesn't reach it. The leadership does not change. Even under Trump, they are still swamp creatures.
I don't disagree with that part. What I'm saying is John Thune is up for re-election in 2028. That's right around the corner. He's going to get primaried.
Forget about the SAVE Act by then.
Well, here's the thing. If we can hold serve somehow, some way, he's going to get primaried. John Thune is going to lose. He's going to lose a primary. Even if President Trump can't run again, his endorsement still carries a tremendous amount of weight. And whoever's going to take his place will carry a tremendous amount of weight.
They have a plan for this, man.
Well, listen.
They're not going to let anybody run against him.
But before we run out of time, the thing Tucker Carlson should do, and if you want to start make inroads and change the party, you have to do it from within. Joe Mamdani was not mayor. He started out as a New York State assemblyman, and then he became mayor.
Forget changing the party; it doesn't work.
But your ideas can infiltrate the party. If you can show you can work well with others, you're not going to get everything you want right away. The problem with Massey, he couldn't work well with others. It was all or nothing. How long
that takes?
But it was all or nothing. You're not going to get everything you want. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is real life.
But it took decades for the Democrats to infiltrate the Democrats.
Yes, it did.
You know how long it's going to take for us?
Well, President Trump has made in a decade a lot of progress.
Yeah,
maybe all the leadership.
Islam's going to be taken over.
What's that?
In another decade, Islam will have taken over America. We don't have another decade.
Well, but Islam is only taking over, right? We got a couple of rhinos. You talk about Abbott, right? He's been way too.
We don't
He
have
waits
another
for like
decade,
Ron
man.
DeSantis to do something every time
Yeah.
to see if it's okay to do it. It's very frustrating. So
We
we
just
know
don't have
about
another decade, man. We don't.
But my point, right? But my point is, this Tucker Carlson idea of starting a third party. It's a two-party system, whether you like it or not. It's that is
That's
something
what we
that
want
is
to change.
not
That's what we want to
changing.
change.
It's not. So
If things are going to be one way anyway, why not try to change them if they're going to go the bad way anyway?
Because what you're going to do is you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. You're going to put people in power that you can't stand way worse than
But
the
they're
ones
already
that you
going
say.
to. It's going that way anyway. It's
But no, I'm not going to throw my hands up. Say it's going that way anyway. I'm not just. If you do this,
but we want to try to change it though.
But if you do this, you're handing it to them.
They're
You're
already
handing it
going to get it. Why not try to change it?
No, they're not already going to get it. I don't believe that. So
But
I don't believe that.
We both know that Islam will take over America within 10 years. We know that.
I don't know that.
Jay,
I don't
we talked
know
about
that.
it yesterday. We know that.
But I don't know that they're going to take over the country in 10 years. Will they take over certain parts? They have already.
I'm
Are they
talking
going to
about
take over our
large
way of
swaths.
life? No, I am not going to say that they're taking over our way of life. I don't think we're going like that. I just don't.
Jay,
I think enough people,
they
Jack,
outnumber us
that'll
20
get
to 1.
people off the couch. That will get people off the couch.
By then, it'll be too late. They outnumber us 20 to 1. 20 to 1.
I don't agree. I still think we have the system in place that we can stop this and we could thwart it. We could
But
put
you know how slow bureaucracy wheels turn in America? By the time we get anything done, they'll have taken over half the country.
Listen, everybody, you got an election for the House every 2 years. You got an election for the Senate every 6 years, you're senator. You have an election for the president every 4 years. Jack, the turnout for the voting, the registered voter in this country is abysmal. Abysmal.
We got to get go. But real quick, I just want to say, Kate, it's not that I don't have faith. It's the fact that you got to be realistic. These people outnumber us 20 to 1. Okay. And we're letting them pour over the border, pour over. And I'm not talking about illegals. I'm talking about the legal immigration of these people 20 to 1. It's been like a year and they've already taken over half of Texas and half of Michigan. In 10 years, they will have half the country. All right, we'll talk more about this tomorrow.
Oh, we have tomorrow on Monday or tomorrow, whatever, but we have years to talk. We have weeks and months to talk about this.
But the problem is if we're fighting two different people on two different fronts, that means we're not paying attention to either party, either place enough. We're not paying attention to Islam enough, or we're not paying attention to the communists enough. We have to focus on one thing.
I just think Tucker Carlson's making a mistake. That's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see. All right, guys. But yeah, and Raina says it right. I think Raina's right on this. She says, Jay, I hope you're right. But Jack, I feel the same way. I think that's the way it is. People hope that you're right. But, the feeling is that it's going to go this way because that's how it's been going and nobody's been doing anything to stop it. Not a single thing.
At least they're talking about it now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Make sure you go to maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. You can scan the QR code at the top right or go to maxassociates.etsy.com. They have the absolute best selection of USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. You do not want to miss out on their deal. 20% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You will not get that deal anywhere else. If you want USA gifts, patriotic apparel, go here. Don't go anywhere else. You're not going to get the deal. And anything that you can get anywhere else, you can get it here, and you can get better stuff. This is America 250, not just July 4th, the entire year. 20% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. Also, guys, make sure to follow us. We want to know that we're making an impact, okay? The only way we can gauge whether we're making an impact is if we actually have people follow and subscribe to us on X, YouTube, Rumble, and Instagram. Forget Kick and forget TikTok. I'm going to take those off of there. Those two places suck. X, YouTube, Rumble, and Instagram. Secret America TV is the screen name for all 4 of those. Make sure you follow us there. And we are live every weekday, Monday through Friday, at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. I want to say that tomorrow night, we are running one of our shows that is a previous show from the past. We will not be live tomorrow night, but I'm going to tell you why. Tomorrow night's show is going to be awesome. Okay. Tomorrow night is the show that we're putting out there from like 6 months ago, where we actually did some research and revealed something that is a story that we revealed before Trump even knew it, before Obama even knew it, before anybody, even 6 months later, Trump said, oh, I'm related to King Charles. We knew it 6 months before then. That guess what? All the presidents are related to each other. Okay? And when you see episode tomorrow night, you will see the evidence that we have, and it will blow your mind. And if you could follow along, and it's the best episode we did, because tomorrow night we are playing our greatest hits episode of the presidents all being related, when we actually put that out there for everybody to see. So make sure you check out that episode. It's only going to be on LFA TV, because we're not doing an episode tomorrow night. So it's not going to be on X or YouTube or Rumble. It's only going to be on rumble.com/LFA TV. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.